Hey guys, welcome back to my little cozy kitchen, and today we are going to make my favorite kind of videos. Yes, you guessed it right, we are going to talk about food today. So why am I even making this video is, well, a lot of you were really interested and asking me a lot in comments about general cost of living in Russia or prices for some certain kind of things. And I have got a couple of supermarket vlogs on my channel, I have got grocery unpack, I have got a cooking video. Yes, I truly like food topics if you didn't notice. And still I feel that in all these videos I wasn't really able to transmit the full picture. I still feel that in one or another videos there were certain circumstances which just didn't let me show you some small aspects, and today my little lovely babushka old Soviet refrigerator is exactly in the condition where it has a lot of basic kind of food which Russians can normally eat daily. And on some of the products I still have saved the prices tags, so I will at least be able to explain you how much all of the story costs. So welcome to my Russian refrigerator review. This is the main character of our video, and right now hopefully you will not hear it on camera, but he's back to making his old dinosaur noises. Here we've got some memorable magnets which we got this new year, this paper, and a lonely banana with a blanket on top. Welcome to my favorite place at kitchen. I hope you can hear how he sounds. So I guess let's start from the very upside and slowly go down. The first one I wanna show you, like that's first one which caught my eyes on the upper shelf, is iceberg salad. By the way, a very funny fact, a few days ago parents of my friend with whom I live brought us this salad, and firstly for some reason I thought it's cabbage, because it looks very similar to cabbage, and I decided that it is just a very small piece, and I tried to cook golubtsi from it. I'm not sure if you know what is golubtsi, because I don't know is there an American or British equivalent for this. So in short, these are like cabbage rolls with minced meat and rice inside. It's a very interesting Russian dish, goes very good with sour cream. So I tried to make some with iceberg salad, and I was almost successful. Unfortunately, my golubtsi just fell apart a little bit, and my fake cabbage, which is iceberg salad in reality, was not as soft as it was supposed to be, but it was nice enough. So talking about the price, I have saved this paper on it, and this guy costs 200 rubles per kilogram, but exactly this piece, it was actually a little bit bigger before I tried cooking golubtsi from it, costed just 95.6 rubles. It's like, actually, it's not a lot for a big piece of iceberg salad. And also it is a fresh one, like you can pack it in this plastic bag on your own in store and wait and get the exact price, which is actually kind of an advantage to me. Next, I have got this thing which is lying down upside in our fridge, and right now no one is touching it, and I'm just thinking what else can I cook from it. This is a kind of cauliflower, like I hope it's really called so. Unfortunately, there is no price tag on it, so you just have to enjoy the view. Also, if you know some delicious stuff you can cook from it, write me about it in comments please, until this thing got spoiled in my fridge. Next comes cheese. It is actually a big enough piece of cheese, like I hope you can see it, and there is even a date tag. It was made like 4th of February. And this not so long ago from right now when I'm recording this video. For cheese at least. This cheese is, by the way, also sold by weight. Like, I'm not sure about how it is in US right now, but a lot of products in Russia you can just weigh and buy them according to exact price, which is kind of an advantage to me because you can buy more this way. So according to the price tag, which was thankfully saved but very much damaged, this cheese costs 800 per kilogram. And exactly this piece costed 446. Well, I personally would prefer any cheese to be a bit less expensive on its own, I mean internationally, not only in Russia, but compared to a lot of other countries, it is a good price for, again, a big piece of cheese. Then I want to introduce you to almost finished bag of tvarog. This is Russian cottage cheese, and yes, it is different from other cottage cheese which you would meet, Like, I'm not even sure how to translate it and how to explain to people what exactly it is, because at school they teach us to say cottage cheese, but it's not the actual one. Anyway, me and my friend with whom I live have really a lot of it, because it is really an amazing thing to have. Like, it contains a lot of protein and is very healthy. And also it is nice if you're like on veg diet or something like that, because it's a dairy product. I cannot find on the packaging how much does it cost, but if I remember it correctly, this 800 package costs around 400 or 300 rubles, which is also okay. Then I want to introduce you to my favorite protein yogurt. It's called Exponenta. It is a Belarusian brand, by the way. Of course there is no price tag on it, but if I remember it right, again, it is like 170, 150 rubles. So we have finished the upper shelf right now, and right now there is only a sad and finished apple and a lonely piece of cucumber. Look at this guy, he's so upset about his life, he will start crying right now. Next, on the second shelf, I want to show you this salad. Yes, we are having a lot of salad this week. It is called Vyborshets, after a city nearby Saint Petersburg. Can I find how much did this thing cost? I cannot say it good. No, sorry, I cannot, but I expect it to be a little bit more expensive than the iceberg one, and you will have to believe me just like this. Then we have mandarins. There were much more of them before, but guess who is the biggest fan of mandarins? Really adores them. It's like typical Soviet New Year taste, and unfortunately I cannot find the price tag, but in general they are affordable in Russia. I remember how in my childhood in Belarus my mom always used to buy lots and lots of mandarins. We would literally buy kilograms almost every day, and they would go away very fast because it was me and my little brother who would just sit and eat them non-stop. Of course our faces were a little bit too red after it, but we just adored mandarins. I'm so happy to eat them all the time. I think I'm able to eat a whole kilogram in one face at once. I'm a total mandarin monster. And here the second shelf has finished. Yes, it was much faster than I expected too. Well, in third one there are mostly our basics which we eat like every day, and we buy them every week no matter what happens. Firstly, typical Russian bread. I cannot show you the price tag, but this package costs just 15 rubles, and it's really like very less. And to me it feels fresh enough, and at the same time it doesn't feel like all those bread which you can keep for weeks and it won't spoil. Like, it spoils fast enough, but generally we get to eat all this package before it starts getting spoiled. So it is basically a perfect variant for two people to buy 2 of such packs every week. And we also have another variation of bread which we have almost eaten. It is Russian white sweet bread, actually my favorite one. It is a little bit more expensive than the previous one. Again, I cannot tell you the price unfortunately, but also like any normal person can afford to eat it, and it's not some luxury kind of bread, but still I adore it. It goes good with whatever you put on it. By the way, sorry for lighting changing on this video, because I'm recording it at times of sunset and every 5 minutes I have different light, and at the same time I don't want to turn on big light because it is so beautiful in all this golden warm light. So next base of our dinosaur refrigerator is tofu. Far not all Russian people eat it, but for 2 girls it is a very good thing to have in your refrigerator because it brings up estrogen. I keep noticing that a lot of girls in Russia have problems with hormones and in general with female health, and that's why I'm just trying to eat the way it will support my female health. That's why I have tofu. Next is eggs. This picture will look very sad to you because we have only one lonely egg left. We didn't renew our eggs since quite a while already, but generally we buy them either 3 boxes 10 eggs each or such big package for 30 eggs at once. And right now, unfortunately, we have only one sad, lonely egg there. Because we eat multiple eggs almost every day and they go away very fast, of course. Then we have this cheese. It is similar to feta cheese, but it is like brinza. I'm not sure how to call it in English, or is there even an English equivalent. But in general, it is a very delicious cream cheese. This is how it looks like. By the way, it goes very nice with white bread I just showed you and tomatoes. Then finally, in the lowest shelf, my Russian hardcore starts. I want to introduce you this huge pot of Russian chicken soup. Generally, we don't cook soups, and I'm not a very big fan of soups myself. But what happened is, after recording a vlog about Gulf of Finland and after that a video about travel to Komarovo village, I got sick. And it was not surprising that I got sick because it was really cold at these places. And after it, my friend with whom I'm living got sick. And her mother, like I think I mentioned a few times that her mother lives in Saint Petersburg, and she just came to us and cooked this huge pot of chicken soup. It was so absolutely cute and adorable and nice of her, because I think in very few countries you can see such attitude to yourself. Like if before you've heard that Russians are absolutely rude and never smile and generally are so terrible people, look at how people here care for one another. I mean, if you're being nice to yourself to these people, no matter if you're a foreigner, if you're a local, or from how far away did you come, they will do their best to take care of you. I think people here really still didn't lose the ability of giving and helping each other. So from now on, I will have to be a big fan of chicken soup of my friend's mother. Then we have got another thing you can see in Russia only, a plastic box with pasta. This I cannot unfortunately tell you the exact price of, because I made it myself, as a lot of Russians do. Here people have got a habit of cooking for the whole week at once and then storing food in such plastic boxes. Or some people can use plates, glass containers and a lot of various things, but in my case this is plastic box. So I have eaten more than half of it already, of course, but before there was almost one full pack of pasta cooked inside this box, and I think I mentioned on one of my videos that the pasta we get is just 20 rubles. These are very cheap spaghetti and to me they're very much alright and nice to eat. Also inside I have added some tomatoes, bell pepper and milk. Then we have tomatoes. Again, we had a big plastic bag of them, but now we have eaten more than a half already. And the price tag tells me that it is 3.29 per kilogram, and exactly this package costed us 250. Basically here there is nothing much to describe, I think you can see it on your own. They're just very nice, flavorful and natural tomatoes. And of course, every Russian refrigerator has a fruit section. Here there is another but very big pack of tomatoes, this lonely apple, and there are two these big apples remaining. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you because we lost all the price tags again, but I want to mention that these apples are a little bit more expensive than you would normally get in Russia, because they're big enough for an apples, like we had even bigger than these ones, and they're very natural and really sweet. So these are just awesome apples to have. They are not watery or chemical at all. And if you remember the lonely sad bited apple from the upper shelf, it is one of these guys, and it is a good sign that they get a little bit yellowish after you keep them for some time. This happens only to natural apples, by the way, and if you buy the ones which are more filled with chemicals, they will not get yellowish after you cut them. So it is actually a good sign if you see this going on to your fruits or vegetables. Then we have a bell pepper, these two carrots. By the way, on their plastic bag I can see the price tag, so they costed like 60 rubles per kilogram. And in this package, I guess there were more than 2 carrots, and it costed like 26.5 rubles. Actually, I didn't expect carrot to be so cheap, honestly. And finally we have cucumbers. There are no price tags on them again, but I want to tell you the difference a lot of people don't know. Generally on the West you would get such long big cucumbers, but in Russia we have these small sharp ones. This is how cucumbers naturally grow. For example, in garden of my Belarusian babushka, the very similar ones but even smaller, and these ones I haven't seen at any babushka garden, and honestly to me they're very genetically modified. And the big version, by the way, is even cheaper here. Now it doesn't end here, because every refrigerator has this side. Meet our collection Russian vodka bottle. This bottle has been empty for years already. Like, I didn't even buy it. It was my friend who did very long time ago, and since then we just keep this bottle as a souvenir. Then we have got some pasta sauce, which actually tastes a little bit weird, but it's okay to me. Another big pack of cheese, a little bit different cheese again. And now there is smetana, sour cream. Again, you don't get the same in Europe or America, but it is almost like Greek yogurt, but a little bit different, like a little bit more fat, or I don't know how to describe it. In general, this is what we usually add in borscht. Then there is a pack of mayonnaise and some lovely milk. If you didn't notice, I adore milk and in general all the dairy products in Russia. And by the way, in comparison to America or in general Western countries, they don't bring you health problems. I mean, here's a milk which you get in normal shops, is not that much chemical and is more of a natural type, and that's why it can get spoiled faster. Once me and my friend kept a bottle of kefir. It's almost like spoiled milk, but you still can drink it very easily. We kept it for a little bit too long in our refrigerator, so we decided the most efficient way to cook pancakes from it. And when I tried opening this bottle, it literally exploded in my hands. I mean, when I was opening, the cap almost like jumped, like almost like shoot right in my hand from the pressure which was in the bottle. It sounds very strange and weird, but it has hurt my hand a little bit even. And thankfully we decided not to add this kefir in our pancakes. And then we just try to finish the dairy products before it gets spoiled. Then there is some soy sauce and Russian sweet strawberry syrup. And here we keep butter, but I will show you a better example. In freezer we keep an unpacked piece, and it is actually again a more of an expensive butter. I'm actually not very satisfied with butter in Russia, because Belarusian one is way more delicious. But still, this option is nice, and this pack is big enough to use it for weeks. And I almost forgot to show you this. I'm not sure if there's something similar in the West, but to me this is the taste of Russian childhood. I even used it on one of my videos, like it was that legendary video of me being a CIA agent. And what is it? These are basically little straws with flavored balls inside. You can put them in milk and have sweet flavored milk. They're just totally awesome. And talking about the lonely banana from the upside, well, bananas cost here at 1.29 per kilogram. And finally, let's not forget that we have a freezer. So first of all, here is our pumpkin pack. This is a homegrown pumpkin from my friend's dacha, and it is actually especially sweet here, I don't know why, and it is very delicious to bake, so we have a lot of frozen pumpkin in our freezer. Then there is some turkey and chicken. Then we have some broccoli, and a very important thing to mention: the frozen cranberries. We had much more of them before, and hopefully we'll have more again. Because it seems to me that it is a little bit easier in Saint Petersburg to get exactly the cranberries which were collected by tough Russian babushkas in forests. Because there is Karelia not far away, and you know, in general, in all these northern places, cranberry likes to grow. So this thing helped me really a lot after my Gulf of Finland videos, and it was really awesome to add it in my tea. Now let's try to save this poor guy and cook something from it. Welcome to my random cooking show. I'll be trying to cook something like a cake or so on. I actually know zero recipes, but hopefully my intuition will not lie to me. Let's add some flour. I wanted to add much less, by the way. Some sugar just on an eyeball it. And same goes for salt. I have got some baking soda, by the way. This is typical Russian package for it. And let's add some milk. Keeping to mix it all. The base seems to be ready and I want to add some chocolate in it. Tell me please if there is some more normal or easier way to do that other than breaking them with hands. And I want to add some cinnamon in it. I have just remembered that this recipe also needs some melted butter. And we will bake all of it in my favorite Santa Claus cup. And now let's try to bake all of it in my old microwave. That seems to be a perfect cake softness to me. Let me know in comments please if you know how to make this thing more delicious. I claim it to be iconic. I'm officially the biggest fan of my friend's mother. Amazing woman. So I hope this video made you feel as good as this soup did for me. Or if it did not, you can always write me in comments about the improvements. I always like to hear a good advice. And maybe you can write me in comments about what is going on inside your refrigerator, or maybe you know some more interesting recipes to save my poor banana. And anyway, you should know that I totally adore your comments and I spend hours daily reading and replying to them. I always try to reply to all of you and your activity and your opinions really matter to me. Also, if you wanna know what is the best way to support my channel is of course to subscribe and watch my videos till the end. It is totally free, we yet don't have such level of bureaucracy here, and it is very important for me that you like and keep watching my videos. I post videos twice a week and that means that very soon I will see you all from Russia.